Purgatory 12, the three stages of purgatory according to Saint Catherine of Genoa. What are the three stages of purgatory according to Saint Catherine of Genoa? Saint Catherine of Genoa, the Treaty of Purgatory. This is available on the internet. It is quite a small treatise. It's magnificent. These are visions as she saw purgatory. She describes it accordingly with psychological nuances by following the three stages of Saint Thomas Aquinas, the beginning, the middle, and the end, but by putting flesh in it. For her, this purgatory, which follows the judgment, appears to her as a single purgatory, but there are three stages within the soul. This is why we can define it as the last three rungs of the ladder. However, it is an interior path that Saint Teresa of Avila moreover describes in the seven mansions. It's very easy to put together. We have to put ourselves into the shoes of what will occur to us at the hour of our death. So we choose Christ with all our heart. We love Him, and we find that truly we have seriously sinned, and we truly want Him to be holy. He is commensurate with holiness, to be worthy of Him after all. So when we receive the sentence that we are saved, that He blesses us, that He hugs us willingly out of love, we separate from Him for a time, for a while, by love. So we are holy, and so inevitably we find ourselves in a deserted, magnificent, grandiose place within this psychic body to which testify those who approach death, a body composed of light, which no longer possesses anxieties, which may visit fantastic places, but we find ourselves alone. This is the first stage of purgatory. We could call it the purgatory of the proud. Lord, I will be worthy of you one day. You will see I love you so much. It really is an act of love. There is no sin in that. Obviously, it's pure love, but without realizing it, there is considerable pride in this gesture. Can we become worthy of such a Lord? Many, obviously seeing Christ, understood so that they will never be worthy and therefore escape these stages. But souls who have been used to being proud, it's only natural. It's their natural reaction. In any case, this first stage, the purgatory of the proud, it is a purgatory of joy, of praise, of thanks, a total joy for one who is certain that they will see God face to face soon. Often there are people who have a romantic vision of the desert, lonely walks, where we pray. In reality, the desert quickly becomes a horror. And especially for those who are used to having television, it is only necessary to carry out an experiment to reveal such consequences. After a few days, boredom arrives, and with boredom, the imagination runs a riot. After a while, this is what happens for the soul which has entered purgatory. The soul goes to great lengths to become worthy of the Lord. The soul desires to pay for past errors, and she remains alone. The soul or the heart within begins to enter slowly but surely into a form of anguish after boredom. It is called the fifth purgatory, and therefore the second stage, the purgatory of time. A very long time, because time will do its work. Time in solitude, and obviously after the anguish, despair will very quickly arrive. At this phase, it is the most terrible of purgatories. There is no longer any joy. The person is apparently abandoned. This abandonment seems to be for centuries to be concerned soul that is trying to improve in order to be worthy of the Lord. The soul is not getting anywhere. No effort is positive. And then it goes round in circles. And the sky is empty. No one answers prayers. This time of despair, rather this right of the spirit, which is not a sin, which is simply the thirst for God. Unfulfilled may seem immensely long and will do its purification work. He will come eventually because time always ends up defeating a person who at the beginning is in joy, as I mentioned it. Well, because everything has an end and every fire has its effect. After a certain time, this despair, the soul gets used to it and it becomes less harsh. Only the soul is no longer the same, having been there, having said, my God, why have you forsaken me? Something is broken within the soul or heart of the individual, something deeply shattered, so much so that in the last stage of purgatory, which is called the court of heaven, the soul is no longer the same. The soul is quite humble or poor, no longer saying, you will see, Lord, one day I will be worthy of you. The soul may well say, Lord, I am not worthy to receive you, but only speak a word and I will be healed. In total supplication, the soul from within the heart has retained the same total love as it had at the beginning, but the difference is that the soul is now quite humble, so now this heart is ready. And if the soul still have debts, it no longer hopes to repay them. The soul now understands that it will never achieve this off-payment. Indulgences may be applied. The Lord may come and have the soul accompanied by saints and angels. It has the two necessary qualities. The soul is all loving and selfless, or kenosis.